Hey guys, this is my neighbor Craig. He's the best.
All right, everyone, stay curious because we're going to talk about friendship. In Friendship, we meet Craig Waterman, a mild-mannered suburban dad and husband who is moderately successful but very lonely. All that changes, though, when he meets neighbor Austin. As the two men strike up a friendship, Craig finally rediscovers a piece of himself that he didn't know existed. However, as things begin to spiral out of control, Craig's new love of life comes crashing to the ground, leading to an obsessiveness that threatens to destroy them both. Having built quite a fan base over the last few years, Friendship is meant to be a coming-out party of sorts for Tim Robinson, and in many ways it achieves its goal. However, it's worth noting that the real star of this film might actually be Paul Rudd, who often steals scenes from his wild counterpart. In some moments, Austin's character feels like a continuation of his character from Anchorman, and in others, he feels like he actually brings the more grounded performance.
I'm scared. Sheila's lucky to have a dad like you.
But that's really what makes this such an interesting choice for the first real film project for a guy like Tim Robinson. This isn't Billy Madison, and neither is it Anchorman. In both of those debut films, it gave Adam Sandler and Will Ferrell the opportunity to go absolutely crazy across the board. But Robinson's character here doesn't have as many moments where he pushes the boundaries as I expected he would.
You all accepted me way too fast. You can't do that.
Robinson's performance as Craig is actually more dramatic than I expected. Craig is a very relatable figure when he's not in his wildest of moments. In fact, he's very much a middle-aged man who is looking for a friend, some sort of relationship, but has no idea how to do it. And yes, Robinson absolutely has moments where he goes for broke and is very, very funny. Without giving any spoilers, scenes that involve the drum kit or the back door or specifically the toad are absolutely hilarious as he lets himself be the wild man that we all expect him to be.
You should be dead, you psycho! Who are you?
But for the rest of the film, Robinson's character isn't as wild as we think. In fact, he's almost relatable. We sense his loneliness throughout the film, and in some ways that makes him almost empathetic, even in his darkest of moments.
There's a new Marvel out that's supposed to be nuts. We should go see that.
Now, I understand that comedy is a subjective art form. For some, this will be the funniest movie of the year, and for others, it will leave them scratching their heads. And generally, I found it to be very funny, but it's very honest and quite emotionally engaging in a way that I didn't expect, to be perfectly honest with you. Robinson shows that he doesn't need to go for broke every time he's on screen in order to make something that's genuinely memorable.
I'm on the edge of life, and the view is gorgeous.
Friendship begins its theatrical rollout on May 16th, 2025.